Penguin Random House put out a list or an article of must-read books by queer Black authors, and I wanted to platform it because I am definitely adding things to my TBR from this list. I have a couple on the list, but I am definitely going to be adding more because I would try to read diversely all the time, and I want to make sure that I'm giving proper representation, and I think Penguin Random House puts together some pretty good lists. First up, they have Quietly Hostile by Samantha Irby. It says, Quietly Hostile makes light as Irby takes us on another outrageously funny tour of all the gory details that make up the true portrait of a life behind the screenshotted depression memes. It's relatable, poignant, and uproarious. Once again, Irby is the tonic we all need to get by. That one seems really interesting. It's essays, and it has a skunk on the cover, and I think that's very funny. Next up, they recommend Sister Outsider by Audre Lorde. It says, in this charged collection of 15 essays and speeches, Audre Lorde takes on sexism, racism, ageism, homophobia, and class, and propounds social difference as a vehicle for action and change. That one definitely sounds like something I want to read. It's going on my TBR. Right Where I Left You by Julian Winters. Smart, swoony, and pitch perfect, Right Where I Left You is ideal for every reader who's just as likely to geek out over a new issue of Superman, son of Kal-El, as they are the quintessential meet cute. That looks like it's maybe an MM romance, which is super cute. How to Live Free in a Dangerous World by Shayla Lawson. It says, Shayla Lawson reveals how traveling can itself be a political act when it can be a dangerous world to be Black, femme, non-binary, and disabled. So that one I think maybe is a memoir. Sounds super interesting. The Taking of Jake Livingston is one that I have. I was too lazy to get it. This is by Ryan Douglas, and this is about 16-year-old Jake Livingston sees dead people everywhere. But he can't decide what's worse, being a medium forced to watch the dead play out their last moments on a loop, or being at the mercy of racist teachers as one of the few Black students at St. Clair Prep. I definitely want to read this one soon. I am trying to expand my Dark Academia collection. I have all of the basics, and this one was listed as Dark Academia, so I definitely want to check it out. Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. This is about an unexpected teenage pregnancy, pulls together two families from different social classes and explores their histories, reaching back to the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921, and exposes the private hopes, disappointments, and longings that can bind or divide us from each other. That looks really, really interesting. I just attended an author talk with Grady Hendrix. He was talking about Witchcraft for Wayward Girls and the idea of pregnancy homes and things like that. And it just really got me thinking about young mothers, abortion rights, the way that we treat single moms, pregnant women, things like that. Giovanni's Room is one that I just picked up by James Baldwin, and this is set in 1950s Paris. American expatriates, liaisons, and violence. A young man finds himself caught between desire and conventional morality. Interesting. I don't know a whole lot about that one, and that doesn't tell me a ton, but I do want to read James Baldwin, and that is probably where I'm going to start. Friday, I'm in Love by Cameron Garrett. I don't know why I can't talk. It's the end of the day. It's too late for a Sweet 16, but what if Mahalia had a coming out party? A love letter to romantic comedies, Sweet 16 blowouts, Black joy, and queer pride. Love that. I'm definitely going to add that to my TBR. Congratulations, The Best Is Over by R. Eric Thomas. This is an all-new collection of heartening, deeply relatable, and laugh-out-loud essays about what happens after Happily Ever After. Very cute. Rainbow Milk by Paul Mendez. This is a essential and revelatory coming-of-age narrative from a thrilling new voice. It follows 19-year-old Jesse McCarthy as he grapples with his racial and sexual identities against the backdrop of his Jehovah's Witness upbringing. Very interesting. I'm definitely adding that because I don't think I've ever read a story where characters are Jehovah's Witness, and that is a fascinating group of people. The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Junauda Petrus. I hope I said that right. I probably didn't. This is told in two distinct and irresistible voices. I'm going to go with Junauda Petrus's bold and lyrical debut is the story of two Black girls from very different backgrounds finding love and happiness in a world that seems determined to deny them both. So that one maybe sapphic. Sky Falling by Mia McKenzie is about a woman who's used to going solo discovers that there's one relationship she can't run away from in this buoyant novel. It's a probing examination of the complexities of family, queerness, race, and community. Vagabonds by Elagosa Osunde. This says it's in the bustling streets and cloistered homes of Lagos, a cast of vivid characters, some haunted, some defiant, navigate danger, demons, and love in a quest to lead true lives. Sounds super interesting. Does My Sister, the Serial Killer, take place in Lagos? I'll have to check. I read that recently and really loved it. It's About Damn Time by Arla Hamilton and Rachel L. Nelson. This says it's from a Black gay woman who broke into the boys' club of Silicon Valley. Comes an empowering guide to finding your voice, working your way into any room you want to be in, and achieving your own dreams. That one seems like maybe nonfiction, female empowerment kind of thing. Memorial by Brian Washington is a funny and profound story about family in all its strange forms, joyful and hard-won vulnerability, becoming who you're supposed to be, and the limits of love. Color Purple by Alice Walker. This is one that I need to buy. I need to buy it. I don't know anything about this, so let's read the blurb. It's a powerful cultural touchstone of modern American literature, depicts the lives of African American women in the early 20th century rural Georgia. Separated as girls, sisters Celie and Nettie sustain their loyalty to and hope in each other across time, distance, and silence. I have heard nothing but great things about this, and I really need to read that one soon. It also is recommending Dear Thurin by Kweke Emezi. I have a couple of Kweke Emezi books, but not this one. This is Kweke Emezi's memoir, where they weave through transformative decisions about their gender and body, their precipitous path to success as a writer, and the turmoil of relationships. The Passing Playbook by Isaac Fitzsimmons. Spencer Harris seems to have it all, a decent shot at a starting position on the boys' soccer team, great friends, and maybe even something more than friendship with one of his teammates. The only problem is, no one at school knows Spencer is trans. He's passing. Spencer has to decide if he should be true to himself, even though it means coming out to everyone, including the guy he's falling for. That one sounds really good. I love romance. I love a story with trans representation. I'm into it. Mademoiselle Revolution by Zoe Sivak, I don't know. A powerful, engrossing story of a biracial heiress who escapes to Paris when the Haitian Revolution burns her island home. Very interesting. I haven't read anything about Haitian characters, I don't think. The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr. is a singular and stunning debut novel about the forbidden union between two enslaved young men on a deep South plantation. That one sounds super good. It's National Book Award finalist. And I live in Charleston, so I definitely want to read that. I'm trying to learn more about the history of forced enslavement so that I can better understand where I am and the culture and what happened to people. The Black Period by Hafiza Augustus Geter. It's a memoir. It says an acclaimed poet reclaims her origin story as the queer daughter of a Muslim Nigerian immigrant and a Black American visual artist in this groundbreaking memoir. Interesting. I'm running out of time, but there's a couple more. Black Girl Call Home by Jasmine Mans. This is a set of poetry. Black Leopard Red Wolf by Marlon James. This is a fantasy trilogy. I love fantasy, so I'm going to have to pick that up. I'm So Not Over You by Kosoko Jackson. This looks like an romance, and that is it. I'm going to put the link below so you can read the descriptions for those last three. I'm definitely adding a ton to my TBR from this. You should too.